Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest celebrity news, reality TV, which is going to be Real Housewives of New York, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and of course, Jeff Lewis Live, which I did not get to listen to. I know. I have to tell you, I got caught up in the Wendy Williams of it all. Obsessed. Free Wendy now, before her dad's 94th birthday soon. Let her spend time with her only child. Let her spend time with her family. Goodness. We will definitely chat about that. I did make a pretty extensive video about it. I think it's everywhere. I don't know. I think it's on TikTok for sure. But anyways, wow, did I get riled up? Anyways, also had a doctor's appointment this morning, so I was at the cardiologist, and I'm released from all the vein stuff, so he gave me the approval. No more vein stuff unless I have an issue, so that was good. But since he's a cardiologist, I chit-chatted a little bit about starting Wegovy. So anyways, just to get another information or whatever. Anyways, he approved it. What else? Oh, my brain just went blank. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if I don't start the Jeff Lewis show and pause it, then it's not available for a couple of hours to even start. And now that it's 2 hours, so I looked up and it was 1:03 p.m. and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't start the Jeff Lewis show. Like, I'm not even gonna have time. So because of my vein cardiologist appointment this morning, and because I got wrapped up listening to the Wendy Williams video and 37 minutes of that and making a couple of videos about that, I decided to finally watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Wow. Wow or whoa. I really can't decide between New York City and Salt Lake City. Are they just really good actors? Like, at this point, I'm starting to think so. Anyways, we will chat about it for sure. Okay, so I hope you're having a great day. I have not heard much about the LA wildfires, but I know that yesterday was a day that the weather guys or weather people, whatever it is, were super concerned about the high winds starting up again. And I don't think that happened as anticipated. So hopefully they are getting a chance to get these wildfires out and everything. It is so awful. Bethany Frankel visited there and was doing all sorts of videos where she like drags people in I don't know, it's awkward. Anyways, love you, Bethany, but your videos are awkward when you just drag someone and be like, thank you for the $100 gift card. I mean, it's so weird. Anywho, okay, quick Wegovy update. I woke up feeling great. So maybe yesterday was just a fluke. I felt good day one, didn't want to eat at all. And I don't think that's a good thing. Obviously, we need to eat. I had no idea how drastic just the lowest dose of Wegovy on day one would be. And they're not kidding. It really makes you not want to eat. It's so bizarre. Not like sick, nauseous, you just don't even think about it. It's truly a miracle. Truly so bizarre. Anyways, but I am now researching, and a lot of you are giving me great information on supplements and things. I'll tell you what the cardiologist told me in a second. But also, I'd woken up yesterday, and because I don't think I ate enough the day before, I woke up just kind of nauseous or something. I don't know what it was. It was a weird feeling. Took a shower. It didn't help. It was definitely the food or lack of food. Then I felt good the rest of the day. Today, I woke up normal. I've been eating, I mean, not like normal, but good. So anyways, hopefully I won't have any side effects because I'm really not into this for side effects. What else? Right now, Michelle says, happy Thursday, everyone. Right now, I'm really enjoying Housewives of Salt Lake City. Last night was unbelievable. Also very interested in Beverly Hills. All of them. I mean, all of them seem New York, just a little fake to me. Really good fakes, but they seem fakes. I definitely want to hear your opinions on this for sure. So my cardiologist, when I mentioned to him He was gonna do an ultrasound, I thought, on my legs, but to make sure everything was good with the last procedure that he did, but he didn't. He just talked to me, did my, heart and all this stuff. So then I told him, I said, "Hey, I just started Wegovy Wednesday night. Is there anything you think about it?" Whatever. He totally agreed it's a good option for me, and he also said that, he would just check my blood pressure and told me to take a fasting salt or add a fasting salt. So of course I got into the car and was like looking at that on Amazon. And then I was like, oh my gosh, another chumpette had told me all these supplements to get. And then I'm like, how much am I going to spend on all these supplements just because I'm not eating? I'll be honest. I'm more into like eating my nutrients than taking them in medication form because I never know what to take, what works, what really absorbs. All the thing is so confusing. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of stuff to remember to do. So, anyways, I very much appreciate all your information. I would just like one gummy to take one every day and have that fix everything. But at this point, I'm really trying to just focus on food and getting my stuff in from food, right? Mary says, "Are you hungry today?" I wouldn't say hungry is the word at all, but I think I would never let myself get hungry because I always ate so much all the time, to be honest with you. So today, so far, on the way to my cardiology appointment, I heated up some of the scrambled eggs and vegetables and put some pico de gallo and added cheese to it today just to treat myself, and had a cup of coffee also. And then I made myself a quick pouch of tuna. I didn't have time. I didn't want to hassle with the avocado, so I just did tomatoes and pico de gallo and lettuce, lemon juice. So, anyways, yes, tea with Tambo, nailed it. Overproduced. They're trying too hard to be famous, and I think they're trying too hard to keep their jobs. Okay, I have so much to say about this. So much. As I said a minute ago, I didn't get a chance to listen to Jeff Lewis live. I think I'll just wait tonight and watch the video, to be honest with you. That way I can watch all the commercials. Well, I won't even have time tonight. Anyways, tomorrow morning, sometime. Let's chat about the Wendy Williams. Okay, so Wendy Williams, I've been obsessed with her for a long time. So I first learned about Wendy Williams on the Talk. Is that what it was called? Wait, is that what it was called? Talk Soup. Talk Soup when Joel McHale was the host. Maybe even before that, when the guy that had the skunk. No, was Joel McHale? No. The guy before that, a guy named John something had like a skunk thing, whatever his name was. And then Joel McHale. But one of them would do, so Talk Soup was a show very popular on the E channel. And they would do snippets of talk shows and talk about them. I mean, what a freaking dream job, like literally. And one time they did a clip. I'd never heard of Wendy Williams. I don't live in New York City, all that. So I couldn't listen to her radio show all these years that she's been on, and didn't even know she had a show on, whatever channel it was. And they were showing her gnawing on like a Slim Jim, like live on the show. And I was like, OMG, this is my girl. I love a Slim Jim. I love celebrity news. Like, this is my girl. So I started recording that show from then on and loved Wendy Williams. So I've watched the recent documentaries that came about a year ago. I reviewed a lot of them. So that's on my TikTok and all. I might even have a, what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Is TikTok going away yet? I don't think it is. What are these things called on TikTok where you have like a view all? I don't even know what it's called. It's like a playlist. I might even have a Wendy Williams playlist, but I'm looking and I have no idea if I've created a Wendy Williams playlist. I don't see one. So probably on my TikTok at Sarah from Texas podcast is probably under celebrity gossip. That one. I don't really know. But anyways, they're on there. How you doing? Dana Maria says. How you doing? And so her documentaries were hard to watch. We know that she's in a conservatorship for 3 years. They showed this PR woman that she was in good with. It seemed like most of the documentary, but then it seemed a little fishy. So now we know why. She and her niece, Alex, went on the Breakfast Club on I don't know, channel, it's a radio show, 105.1 maybe. I watched it on YouTube, on the Breakfast Club YouTube. They've got like 5 million followers, subscribers. It's a 37-minute interview. It is so worth it. She is not on video, neither is her niece. She seemed scared to mention her guardian's name or any legal details. Anytime she wanted some details or she wanted to answer the 2 or 3 radio hosts, it was like Charlemagne, what's the other girl's name? Anyways, a couple of them, DJ Envy. Anytime she wanted to answer one of those questions and she didn't want to say the information, she would interrupt and say, "Oh, I think Alex has something to add to that. I think Alex can answer that." You know what I mean? It was very, very good. So she's been in this conservatorship for 3 years. She says she's stuck. She says it's emotional abuse. I think her niece called it a luxury prison. Basically, it sounds like a room, not even a whole ass apartment. This is Wendy freaking Williams. If you have watched her documentaries, you know how hard she worked and how much she loved radio. She loved her Wendy Williams show, loves her mom and dad. Her mom has already passed away just a couple of years ago, but her dad is still alive and almost 94. Just recently, news came out that she was permanently incapacitated. And I was like, no way in hell, because I'd just seen a picture of her recently. And I was like, no way. So now we know that information is probably being put out by her guardian, who is in control of the conservatorship. She can't get phone calls. She can make phone calls, but she doesn't have her real phone. So she doesn't have all the contact numbers that would be in her phone. She doesn't have an iPad. She doesn't have a laptop. She basically lives in her room, lays in bed all day, eats her 3 meals in bed, watches TV, listens to radio, and looks out the one window overlooking, it makes me sad to even say it, overlooking New York City. When you watch these people on TV, in documentaries, you feel like you get to know them, because Wendy Williams shared a lot, especially after she went through her divorce with Kevin Hunter. He had gotten another woman pregnant. I think he's since married her, not sure, but he was doing some shady ass stuff. And anyway, so now she's trying to say it without saying it. But Charlemagne, who's known her for a long time from radio, really wants the information out. The other woman that's on the radio show, The Breakfast Club, tried to visit her, did all the stuff you're supposed to do, contacted her guardian, followed all the rules, everything. She was downstairs. They wouldn't let her up at all. She said, "Look, I am on the phone with Wendy." They're like, who's that? We don't have a Wendy Williams here. We're not expecting you. I mean, she was crying at one point because she is like, look, how much control this guardian has in how secretive and exclusionary, is that a word? Excluding people, that this, I don't know if you call it a medical facility. She said there's like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90-year-olds in this building, but they all have like medical issues, maybe memory, maybe brain injuries, maybe Alzheimer's. She didn't get into all those details, but she's like, look, these aren't my people. These aren't my family. These aren't my friends. This isn't my only fucking son and my dad and my niece that I want to hang out with in Miami. These are medical people walking in trying to give me 7 pills a day that they won't even tell me what they are. I'm not going to the doctor. They're not giving me the bottled water that I want. I mean, just minimal things with all of her money. This is her money. I have no idea legally what happened for this conservatorship to happen, but live on the interview, it comes out that allegedly Wendy Williams' attorney that helped make all of this happen, after she got assigned to the trial, she gave the judge a big donation. And Wendy Williams was like, wait, what? Like, I had no idea that happened. Shady AF, right? It's She watched the documentary. It didn't sound like Wendy wanted to talk about the documentary much at all. Obviously, it showed her drunk. It showed her really struggling with an alcohol problem. I don't know if that's maybe cleared up. I don't know if that was just a bad moment, if it was a relapse. I really don't know. But I can tell you, she pretty much sounded normal. Even she would repeat phrases a lot, but you have to understand, it sounds like for 3 years, barring very minimal times of leaving, she has been stuck in a one bedroom in the bed by herself, just with some phone calls. Nobody can call her. She can only call them. She has to get permission. So right now, pretty much the thing that initiated all this was they were basically the guardian was basically telling her, I'm not sure I'm going to approve you to fly down to Miami like you want to soon to celebrate your dad's 94th birthday and go out and shop and buy him the things you want to buy for him. She can't even go out and get her own hairbrush. She will say, oh, I need a new hairbrush and this is what kind I want. And they'll bring her one. And if it's not the same kind, she's like, oh, well, I guess this is the kind of hairbrush that I want. I mean, it's Wendy freaking Williams. Like, what are we doing? Why or is anyone, you can tell from the audio that she knows dates, she knows information, she's got facts, she's got opinions, she knows exactly what she's saying. She repeated a lot of phrases, but also she hasn't been on radio or TV in 3 years or more. So it was just a lot of whatever. They very much made it a point to say legally she's very limited in what she can say, but she is definitely not cognitively limited or permanently incapacitated, as they kept saying about her. She did recently get to go to her son's college graduation. We saw pictures of that, videos of that, her smiling, her talking. She was in a motorized seat, a motorized chair. But now I think that's not a medical thing as much, like her feet, the issues she has with the swelling and all that. It seems like it's because she's laid up in bed all day. She's not exercising. She's not moving. She's not getting sunshine. She's not having human interaction except for these medical people walking in to give her these 7 pills that she doesn't even know what it is. When I saw her at Kevin Jr.'s college graduation and pictures with her dad, pictures with Kevin, I could tell, I'm like, something bad is going on, worse than we ever thought. And it's very true. Yes, exactly. That's what they do as far as, what do you call it, like prison, when they get prisoners of war. Part of that is putting in a base where you don't get sunshine, isolation. Deja Monet says isolation also contributes to cognitive decline. None of this is doing her any good. She's literally watching TV and listening to radio and talking to whoever she can on the phone. Anyways, Tiva Tambo says, we don't know everything legally or physically, but there's a reason she is where she is. People with dementia have lucid moments. I think, my unsolicited advice, I think she is just fine being down in Miami, whether that's in a facility to get help, but at her own, she gets to pick out what she gets to leave if it's medically okay. She gets to go shopping, whether she has to have a 24-hour service, help or not, we don't know. But she certainly, in that 37-minute interview, go listen to it. The Breakfast Club on YouTube. 37 minutes. It's so worth it. She didn't even have her own phone. She's got some weird phone that she couldn't explain it, but it almost sounded like it's like an old-fashioned phone with no apps, she can't even scroll TikTok. She can't even scroll. She can't even look at Instagram. She wants to be in Miami with her family. And like she said, I mean, she literally broke down crying at one point, sobbing, because she was like, look, I don't even know if I'm going to get permission. And why should I have to ask for permission? I am fully capable of flying. I'm physically capable of flying to Miami again to go celebrate my dad's 94th birthday. We are not guaranteed any days. Like, he could pass away, and then she's got 3 years of his last remaining years that she's not even able to spend with him. It was really rushed. And then they worry about retaliation. Like, they were saying this guardian's name. I ain't even gonna say her name. I definitely know it. But they were like, I know her address. I know the address that we could pick it outside. They basically said to hashtag free Wendy, share the information as much as you can. So if you see one of my videos, comment with free Wendy, share it if you can. Even her cats were given away. She had 2 cats that were very much included on the Wendy Williams documentaries. I think it's called like Where is Wendy Williams? They're still out somewhere, I'm sure. I think there was 2 different ones though. Can't remember now. Very interesting. It really got me riled up. I mean, I just can't even imagine. There's a lot of people. They're not only wanting to get Wendy help, they are concerned about this whole process of people that might have been forced into a conservatorship that they don't need, or maybe they need less restrictions on it. I get that conservatorships can be for a lot of reasons. Maybe someone's not the best with money. Maybe they're not the best with physically taking care of themselves. But Wendy Williams is there cognitively. I don't feel like she needs to be in a bedroom holed up, and she doesn't want to hang out with these other people with medical issues. She's like, I want to be with real people. Like, I am a social person. I like to talk to people. I gossip on the phone. I like to watch my shows. It was crazy. Yes, yes, yes. Mary says, my father had dementia and lived in a nursing home and was not treated like this at all. Exactly. I agree with all the medical interventions that you need and restrictions when you need them, but it didn't sound like that with me. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mary says, even people with dementia get to see their family and leave. The fact that they refused that lady and she went through all the she jumped through all the hoops that they made her do, and they refused. And then they were like, Wendy Williams, who? We don't have anyone here by that name. In other words, anything can happen to Wendy. They can move her from that facility. Her father could pass away and they could decide not to tell her because they think it's not in her best interest to tell her. Her son could have an accident. They could just choose not to tell her. I mean, this is insane. Like, literally, and plus all of her money. Like, literally all of her money. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Yes. Lisa says, free Wendy. I was wondering what happened to her cats. My heart is broken for her not having her cats with her. Exactly, because animals can bring a lot of joy, and even just the act of taking care of your animals, brushing them, petting them, clipping their nails, getting their food ready. I mean, it gives people something to stay focused on, right? But there's no reason she should be in this room, and she's choosing to be, but she also made it clear, look, I have to get permission. I have to get a key to even go down the elevator. I mean, it's not like she's free roaming this place. It's really shocking. So let me know what you think if you watched it, if you are a Wendy Williams fan. It doesn't even matter. It's all about humans, and it's about someone, to me, being in a forced conservatorship that they do not need. And if she does need it, let it be her sister. Her sister has made it clear that she has Wendy's best interests at heart. This guardian lady was a quick PR person. Like, I'm gonna take a deep breath. Also, real quick, I did put, I think in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, I asked if because somebody recently reached out to me and they wanted this person to be on my podcast, and it wasn't a terrible idea. I don't know if it was a great fit for, our audience, what we usually talk about. But I do think I'm going to start squeezing in some regular podcasts where I record with somebody, not being live. And then, or I guess I could be live and y'all could ask questions. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Anyways, we'll figure it out. And then it would go up as a podcast. But the one I thought about was the lady that is apparently going to come out once a week to my gym and have her healthy food truck there. But she's a nutritionist also. So I did reach out to her to see if she would want to come on and, what y'all's questions would be. So send me any ideas you have. And if you have people, even better, if you have a specific person I think, we're interested in a lot of things. Celebrity news, Jeff Lewis, reality TV, finances, fitness, nutrition. I mean, lots of stuff, right? So send me all your ideas or people at Ask Sarah, Sarah, from Texas at gmail.com. Yes, the pets are so wrong. Deja Monet says conservatorships are definitely needed, but there needs to be more checks and balances. Restricting access to a phone, internet, and family is a violation of her basic rights. Yeah, and not even letting her leave, like not even letting her have visitors and stuff. It's crazy. Yes. Oh my God. Michelle, that would be great. She says, I can talk grooming for pets. Actually, that would be fantastic. Oh my gosh. If you could fly to Texas and expel Luna's, what's it called? Her anal glands. Woo, I would video it, but ooh. Anyways, okay, the anal glands. Ooh, I was not warned about that before I decided to have a dog and took in this dog. Yes, the glands, the stench. Woo! I don't know how to do it. At one point during the pandemic, because we got her Halloween 2020. So it wasn't easy to take her. And then she started smelling up my room. And I was like, oh my God, whatever. What they were doing. Yes. Gina says, I'm a nurse case manager. And what they're doing to Wendy Williams is emotional abuse, which is the term that she used for it for sure. Yeah, they just said she gave the cats away. She doesn't even know where the cats are. She had a friend keeping them. And she's like, oh, they just let her know both cats, they've given them away. I mean, she knows what's going on. She talked about P. Diddy. I mean, the current stuff. And she was like, he's Diddy gone, Diddy done, she said. That was the quote I wrote down. Diddy done. She knows exactly. Her brain is there. Yes. T with Tambo typed out the name of the Guardian. So, yep. There it is. There it is. Okay. Let's chat Real Housewives of New York City, season 15, episode 14. They're still in Puerto Rico on this girls' trip. I've never been on a trip where I saw hoverboarding as an option or as an activity, but leave it to Erin Leachy. I mean, her body, her skin, her hair, her face, her lips. I am obsessed with Erin Leachy. I've been obsessed with her since she was announced as being a new New York Housewives. She is amazing. Anyways, okay, we're not going to talk about girls, but I'm just saying she's amazing. Well, physically, let me say, because I'm not digging a lot of her jokes and pranks this year. There's a lot of words I'll use. The P word that rhymes with wussy, the wussy wig, if you will, that they were talking about, Jenna's pubic hairs. Why they got to say the P wussy word? Like, why can't we just say pubic hair? It was so disgusting. I'm not grossed out by a lot of things. I'm not embarrassed by a lot of things. Let people do what they want to do. Because it's Jenna effing Lyons, and she was so protective of her private life, her relationship, everything, maybe wasn't going to come back for this next season. And then she's the one that just nonchalantly, for some reason, goes and finds a picture of her wussy hair and shows it to everyone. Like, what? It was so bizarre. But they order wigs or, straight hair, and everyone kind of takes a few strands and tucks it into their bathing suit and gives her a joke. So I actually thought that was kind of funny, but I don't think I ever needed to know that she's got long, straight, gorgeous, shiny, glossy, wussy hair down there. Like, I don't even know why I needed to envision that. As much as she talks about her hair issues, alopecia, medical issues she's had. Yeah. Kuka. Oh, Liz and the Bee says we say kuka for the hair. I say coochie. I say a lot of things for the vag. I say vag, hoo-ha, cookie, cooter brown, Gosh, I say a lot of names for the P word. But when I talk to my kids, I say vagina because I do say vagina and penis. I've always used the real words with them. Anyways, tell me what your nicknames are. If we don't get in trouble, tell me what your nicknames are for the boy and girl parts downstairs. Is Uba hot sauce still a thing? Like I tried to Google it last night and they said, because she doesn't promote it this year. If anything, I thought, oh, she'd have 5 bottles in her bag and, oh, let's bring them out. We're going to Puerto Rico. Let's promote my stuff. I haven't seen her say that at all. But when I looked at the website, it said it's sold out. And I'm like, is it really sold out? TT Tushy. Oh, you've got nice. Oh, Kimberly J. TT Tushy. Oh my gosh, those are nice words. But JJ, yep, I love the JJ also. Oh, Marta calls it her princess. Oh, Katrina says we just refer to it as private areas. I love that. So Uba was a fun eater. Like she just gobbled up all the fun. If anybody was having fun on this Puerto Rican trip, she was like, bum, 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 bum. I mean, just from the second they got there, the room they showed her, oh, I'm too rich for this to stay at this kind of place. Oh, this there's a dead pigeon on the public beach, like gross. Oh, the water's icky. I'm not getting in the water. Like she was just, and then whenever on last night, they were drunk, they were tipsy. They said to Aaron, call your husband Abe on speakerphone, but don't tell him you're on speakerphone and start like sexting. See if he'll get like, sexy time with you. And even I was like, ooh, that's kind of gross. I personally wouldn't choose to do that to my husband on a girls trip on camera, without him knowing. Like I would let him in on the joke. So meaning I wouldn't do it because I wouldn't. Anyways, but when you see Bren right next to her and talking on the speakerphone, then he probably knows, oh, at least I have an audience. This is not a private conversation with my wife only. Bren is next door, which, she of course starts, flirting with him. But Uba like gets up, she starts screaming, like she literally made Aaron feel like Aaron was disrespecting her husband, which I don't personally want to do that and surprise somebody like that. Because what if he really thought they were private and he started getting like, that's embarrassing to me. I wouldn't want to do that to my husband personally, but it was Aaron's marriage. It was Aaron's relationship, Aaron's decision to do that. And yet Uba like storms off getting all pissy with her. I was team Bren on her fight with Uba though, which if you watch What Happens Live, Sai and Aaron were not team Bren. They are very much at odds. They made it very clear, even though the reunion hasn't aired yet, they made it very clear they are definitely team Uba. I thought Uba was very rude, very disrespectful, so not fun, super catty. The stuff she said to Bren, I thought was unacceptable. Basically saying that she sucked dick to get the job of Real Housewives of New York City. That's rude. That is very that's very hurtful to your, and I'm not the biggest Bren fan. Don't get me started on that. I just thought, and then Bren comes back at her saying basically, you're not Naomi, you're a what did she call it? What kind of model did she say? What was the store she called her? Oh gosh, what was it? Basically, she was putting her down as a model, being like, you're not anyone big. And she was like, oh, yes, I am. I'm friends with da-da-da. And she's like, you're not Naomi Campbell. You're not, this person and that person. She's like, oh, I'm better than them. And I was like, okay. It was awful. Both of them fighting, but I am definitely team Bren on it. I felt Uba went, oh, was it Dress Barn? Is that what she said? She's a Dress Barn model. I thought she said something that started with a C. Talbot's model. Yeah. But shit, Talbot's is expensive stuff. I mean, shit. Talbot's is some good stuff. Okay. Sorry. I don't have my phone on do not disturb. Okay. We will take calls at the end if anyone wants to call in. 713-489-8488. Oh, I don't have the banner up. My goodness. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs up button. Thank you so much. I think the subscribe button is in the right-hand corner. And the thumbs up is right underneath this, this whatever. Giselle is the other model that she was talking about. Yeah. I mean, Talbot's is good stuff. Like, if I were wealthy, Talbot's would be I like very sophisticated, very nice stuff. Oh yeah, coochie's a good word too. Sorry. We're all on the badge. Nobody has one for wiener, penis, hot dog. Um, Gosh, what are some wiener names? I can't even think. Wieners are not cute. Hey, Sherry, is that a hi thing? Hi, Sherry. What's a wiener nickname? Privates. Wang. Oh yeah. Ding dong. I love the word ding dong. And I love ding dongs. Oh, ding dongs are so good. Okay. Watch What Happens Live was Erin in real time. So pregnant, so cute, so beautiful. Sai was there too. They definitely don't like Bryn. Like there was a few things, there was a few questions, there was a few digs. I feel like they both said they were team Uba when it came to Bryn. I am definitely team Bryn. I thought Uba very much crossed the line. I don't know what happens in the finale, the finale, but it's apparently never happened before. It's very surprising, very dark. Ew, beef drapes and snatch. Ew. Oh, I said what I've eaten today at the beginning of the podcast. Did you see the news? Oh, he's a billionaire. Oh my gosh. Uba's boyfriend is supposedly a billionaire. So, well, she definitely got confidence, right? So I am curious to see that. Okay, let's chat Salt Lake City episode or season 5, episode 16, which is the season finale. Weird intro. Like what was with that intro? They've done some weird stuff with all. The one thing I like about all the Bravo shows is the fact that they're like slow motion when they like come out of the black SUV car and they're like showing the outfit. I mean, they've kind of done that they're kind of overdoing it a little bit much. But on Salt Lake City, specifically this season, they have done a few like intros that I thought were weird. And I'm like, what are we trying to do here? You know what I mean? It was just, I didn't love it. The intro of the show almost was like a summary of the season finale. I'm like, I'm about to watch the season. Why are you giving me a whole summary of it in this weird, making it seem like the show's not even going to go on? I'm like, Bravo. Like, is this another one that you're trying to put on pause? Like, are we trying to recast them? Like, what? Pork sword. Oh, my. Oh, Southern Belle says, I think Bryn says something awful in the finale. Wow. Is that maybe why she's alluding to all the social media hate and everything's whatever? Tea with Tam. Oh, Liz said pork sword. Oh, my gosh. I don't know that I've ever heard of that one. I choked with laughter on my drink. Oh my gosh. Yes, Heather at the end for sure. That was crazy. Okay. So they are still on a beach vacation, Puerto Vallarta, day 4. Heather has the bright idea to do a Lisa tribute lunch, and she orders all the same wigs for them all to wear. They go around and say things like, what's all the shit she always says? When the guy was ordering and they were like, what does Lisa always say? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's so good. I love that. Thank you. I love that. So they were all doing that. And the waiter's kind of like, okay. I did not understand at first that Whitney's tags were out on purpose. This was a complete dig at Lisa. So I did not know that. I would think least who has more money? Okay, it doesn't matter. Never mind. Because cheap doesn't matter. If you return clothes, I guess it doesn't after you've worn them. Doug Buden, I'm talking to you. No, I'm kidding. I guess it doesn't matter how much money you use. I was going to say, who has more money, Lisa or Whitney Rose? But I guess that doesn't really have anything to do with somebody that chooses to wear their clothes on camera and then return them. Can you imagine if somebody was like, oh, I love you on the show. And then they see it and they're like, oh, I remember this red dress. She totally returned it and said she never wore it. Like I would die. Pink sword, pork sword. Oh my gosh, I'm just dying. Tiva Tamba's like, I'm definitely going to use pork sword from now on. Me too. I think I love that. But wiener just slides off the tongue for me. You know what I mean? Like when I talk about a guy's wiener, it's just wiener. You know what I mean? Tap that wiener. Yes. Jordy says, I think I saw it yesterday that she'll be released. She'll be home by Thanksgiving 2026. So Jen Shaw from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City got her sentence reduced. I guess that means either the prison is too crowded or she's gotten good behavior. I don't know. I haven't really seen. Remember when she tried to get everyone's email address? I think her husband did on his Instagram, but tried to collect everyone's email addresses because he wanted to update everyone while she was in prison. And we were like, oh, you really want us to give us your email address for marketing and you're going to sell it? Like that's what landed her there. It's been very quiet. I don't really see many update. You know, she's only a couple of hours from me. I don't know what prison is there, but she's in like Bernie or where's my Hill Country girls? There's a few. Jen Shaw prison name. She is not far from me. She's in Bryan, so she's near College Station, which is Texas A&M. She reported to there February of 2023. Her sentence has been reduced 3 different times. Now she's expected to be released on November 3rd, 2026. Wow. I guess she's good. Maybe she's like, I bet she's doing yoga and can you imagine being in prison with Jen Shaw? Oh my gosh. She was so, oh wow, interesting. Yeah, I wonder if they'll keep reducing it. I wonder how many reductions you can get. You know what I mean? Okay. We'll continue with Salt Lake City. Whitney's impersonation. So they all stand up or whatever and do an impersonation of Lisa. Well, everyone else's was pretty funny, but Whitney's was cutthroat, which obviously they have not been on good terms for a long time, if ever. And she gives her digs about her returning her clothes. And Lisa obviously didn't like that at all. Their fight was pretty bad. Of course, Lisa threatens to sue her. That's all she ever does. Brittany ends up walking away in this fight. I think when I was coming home from the cardiologist, it's about a 30-minute drive, I heard part of the Smith sisters, and they aired the part. I hadn't watched it yet. They aired the fight in air quotes between Angie K and Mary Cosby. And I was like, why is Mary so mad? So when Brittany gets up and leaves the table, you know, Angie and somebody else, I know Angie went and checked on her, but somebody else goes and checks on her. Well, immediately Mary was mad. So at the next dinner that they have, I think that was during the lunch, the Lisa theme tribute lunch, whatever. But Mary was livid, which kind of came out of the blue. I was like, Mary never showed one emotion. And now this season, I feel like she's had all the emotions, anger, happy, is that what it is? Yvonne Gal says, Mary, her head is big. She's being too dramatic. She's just too much. And all she has had this season was arguing with Whitney. Nothing interesting at all. Well, her son. But yeah, the looking in the room, trying to get into the temple during during Meredith's bat mitzvah. It was just all weird. I feel like she's acting. You know what I mean? Lisa strokes her hair a lot. She loves that hair. Michelle says on Watch What Happens Live last night, Lisa kept stroking her hair. It was driving me nuts. Okay, so at the dinner, immediately, first of all, Angie and Mary, who claim to be best friends this season, are like 2 or 3 people apart. So they're not even sitting next to each other. And Mary gets this avocado pizza. And I'm like, what the hell's just get it. Anyway, she gets an avocado pizza. And for some reason, Angie says, oh, do you want a piece of my pepperoni pizza? And Mary just doesn't answer. She kind of gives her the silent treatment. She's like, what's going on? Well, their conversation, it just seems so fake. It seems so weird that Mary was so mad, so hurt, not even mad. She was like she felt like betrayed. I'm like, all she did was get up and go check on Brittany. She didn't like do anything bad against you. I mean, it felt very seventh grade. Like, I'm mad at you because you got up from the table and went and checked on somebody that I don't like. But then they get into all this deep stuff of like, you know, I lost my mom and dad both betrayed me, and you're all I have, and you really taught me things, and I love you. And I was just like, why are we doing this at dinner? Like, I don't even understand this. It seemed out of character for Mary for sure. But just I would have been sitting there like, what the hell are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? Tea with Tambo says when Lisa was on Jeff Lewis Live, she said, we don't see their real house on the show. It's all staged. Well, I think some people show their real house. She chooses not to show the outside facade of their house for privacy, which I learned that on the Kardashians. So the Kardashian, which is weird because why would you choose to show your own house? I'm assuming they get paid, because then strangers or fans are going to be coming up to that house thinking like maybe it's in a whole other city. Like maybe they do a facade of a house in Ohio that's meant to be in where do the Kardashians live? Whatever that city is they live in. Anyways, I just thought it was super weird. They end up kissing and hugging it out, but I just thought, I love you. It was just very deep for a dinner between two of them. Okay, Up and Adam is probably wet in his panties because his name wasn't mentioned, but the podcaster, which we know was Up and Adam because they showed it a couple of episodes ago, that drama comes back up because they're accusing Lisa of feeding the bloggers. I don't know which. I feel like Salt Lake City is probably the worst of all of them that get into the blog. Calabasas, thank you, that get into the bloggers. But I really don't know. Maybe it's because Monica, whatever. I'm not surprised. I'm not disappointed at Whitney reaching out to Monica Garcia to get any information. If I were in that situation, I would be like, I don't even know who to trust anymore. So I would reach out to Monica and go, hey, you've already let us know that some of the housewives would feed this account, this fake Instagram account, not knowing it was me and my friends or whatever they were, information about other people or the cast, not knowing that it was Monica Garcia. So I would definitely be like, hey, what else do you have? What other scoop do you have? Who else was involved in this? What's the worst? Who was the worst? Like, I would want to know too. I don't see that as a negative at all. But of course they feel like, the whole thing is like betray. Heather's like, we've got us. This is all we have. Very much breaking the fourth wall. Very much being like, look, we, what did she say? We put on our armor every day and we go out to the grocery store. We know that people can take pictures of us, talk about our kids, say we're bad moms, say things about us on the blogs and the social media, but we do this all to be a great housewife for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. But we need to have each other's back. And when we start second guessing each other, I'm like, y'all are absolutely the ones you need to be second guessing. Like, there's fans that are more trustworthy than you girls. Like, y'all are all out to eat each other. You're all out to throw each other under the bus. Like, for real, it's just gross. You're on a reality show. They are trying to keep their jobs. Like, it's become so obvious that the reality TV show and the celebrity of it all is their job instead of being the housewife or the business owner or the volunteer or the parent or whatever they chose to go on this show and show. It's very apparent they've all broken the fourth wall, and it's all about the blogs, the celebrity, the being put down. Oh, when you said that about me on Watch What Happens Live, I'm like, let's just, and at some point after this long with reality TV, how do you ignore that celebrity of it? Because they have all become celebrities. The very end was so weird, so produced, the burn book of it all. Heather says, look, let's all go in our phones and find the worst text we've ever written to someone about someone and let them read it aloud and let us burn it and get it off our chest and be over with. They didn't even get through anyone before Lisa walked out. Lisa's was awful. So Whitney wrote about her marriage, and somebody came up to them and said that they wanted a threesome. I mean, it was weird. If none of that's true though, Lisa, why are you so mad? Like if I mean, if somebody did what do you call these rumors about me and Brian wanting a threesome, I'd be like, honey, we make time for twosome each other, much less a threesome. Like we don't like hell no. Like I would think it was so stupid. I'd be like, whatever. Uh Lisa didn't even mention anything about like this could embarrass my children or my reputation. I mean, she was just like so mad about it. I'm like, if it's so far-fetched and dumb, why are you so angry about it? It was over the top. She leaves, throws her microphone off. That it's the season finale, so they do all the updates, which were kind of stupid / trying to be funny. I don't know. So produced. How'd they find all their texts that quick? Like, I don't even know how they did that. Yes. Ryan says, I've noticed that Housewives are now making their final episode part of the cast trip. I think a lot of the cast trips are becoming, well, or they would host a big party. Remember, it would be like a big party would be the finale. This happened to be a cast trip. Southern Belle says what Heather said seems like production words were said. Production words were said. I don't know what that means. Is this thing on a delay? Because sometimes I'll ask a question like 5 minutes ago and then somebody answers. Michelle just said Kardashians live in Calabasas. I feel like this is on a delay for maybe they. Oh, I wonder if you start it late, if it starts it at the beginning. Oh, that's probably what happens. I have no idea. I don't know if that's what happens. Anyways, okay, we are gonna. Oh, I'll open up the phones real quick. Phones. I got one phone. What am I talking about? I'll open up the phones like I'm so professional. Oh, please. This is a freaking Google phone number that's free. Okay. I turned do not disturb off. Okay, off. Okay. If you want to call about anything, 713-489-8488. 713-489-8488. If you want, put that in your phone. That way, if you're out running errands and listening, you can call if you want. Claire says, I came in late and you're already halfway through. So does it start live where I'm at? I don't really know how that happens. Lisa says, speaking of the Kardashians, on E the other night was the House of Kardashians. It was so good. It's a 3-part special. I probably watched, I watched the Kardashians from day one on the E channel, but then I got so mad when they acted like they were retiring and they threw this big party and like the production and the camera crew, you're part of our family. We've told you when we were pregnant before we told the world. And then all they did was the next day literally announced they were going to Hulu. I'm like, F off. You're not. So I don't even watch them on Hulu. I just get my Kardashian information from the guy I love, gay man with a spray tan, Colt Paulson. I love him so much. So follow gay man with a spray tan on Instagram and TikTok. My signal buffered and I didn't fast forward to the live. Okay. I don't know. I guess when I join a TikTok live, it goes to where they're at. I don't know. Oh, Kimberly J says, no, we can start at the beginning of the live. You don't have to start where you are current. See, y'all teach me stuff all the time. Anyways, okay, what was about Jeff Lewis Day since I haven't gotten to watch it yet? I know it was Fortune Feimster and Sarah Colonna, and then on the second hour was supposed to be, I guess if anyone didn't show up, I won't know. Freaking Kristen Takeman and Doug Buden, right? I mean, they try to keep them. Lincoln the Golden. I love that. Is that your puppy? Says you never hear about the Kardashians anymore. They're totally in their flop era. Yeah, thank goodness they've made some other stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, did she? Oh, Cecily says, "Did you know your girl Statler?" Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's not a blonde, but she would be my lesbian. She's a cutie. Her skin and her teeth get me. Statler from 90 Day Fiance has started a podcast. I'm not surprised at all because she was going TikTok live all the time, even after her and Dempsey broke up. I think she's suing 90 Day Fiance or the production company, maybe. Is it good? Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of podcasts, I haven't listened to uh freaking Humble Brag yet, the one about all of her friends. I think I'll make time to listen to that. I don't know. Got a busy few days coming up. How was Fortune getting after Jeff during the game? Oh, did they play a game? I don't know. I doubt it, but did they bring up anything about Heather McDonald saying, or not Heather McDonald, not Heather McDonald, about uh oh geez, who said that they got fired? Um, oh my gosh, my brain went blank. Anyways, humble brag. Oh, Deborah says humble brag is so good. Good to know. Like I said, I listened to the first episode and I was shocked that they broke the fourth wall and it was actually really good. Oh, Yvonne Gal said he asked her a shady question about Julie or Brandy. Did she answer? What was it? Anybody know? Is House of Kardashians new? Because if not, I probably watched it. Trust me, I've watched everything on E. Love that show. By the way, Lisa in Kentucky has let me know that no, it wasn't Sarah Colonna. Who was at Sarah Colonna's party and ignored them? Oh my gosh, my brain is going blank. Who recently ratted out and said that Sarah Colonna and was it Heather McDonald? Why am I getting that confused? I guess because she has me blocked. I can only see what people send me. Anyways, no, it was someone else saying that Fortune and Fortune said to stop. Julie was mentioned at a game, but Fortune told him to stop. It was a famous lesbians game, and Julie was the answer to one of them. I mean, she said she wasn't going to discuss or get involved in the Julie stuff. Not Chris Frangiola. Who was it? It was somebody at Sarah Colonna's party last year. They weren't. What is that? Heather McDonald? Yes, on her podcast, right? The Patreon. Yes, that's what it was. Literally. Okay. Her recent one. Anyways. Okay. Anything else from today's show? Not, we're going to wrap it up. Wrap it up. Some of our regulars are missing. Shout out regulars. We miss you. Not going to call out all your names, but you know who you are. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to comment. It all helps. When a video or a live has a lot of interaction, it makes the algorithm think, oh, somebody's interested in this. Let me put this out there for other people. So it's all free. I would really appreciate if you would just take 3 seconds to do that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, make a comment, whether you're listening as live or as a replay. I would really appreciate it. We are going to wrap things up, and I will see you tomorrow, same place, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining to live. If you're listening or watching as a replay, shout out. Hello. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.